Okay, YouTube Nation. Sorry, I forgot about here, but somebody reminded me. So thank you to them. If I multiply all those out, am I going to end up with a positive x cubed or a negative x cubed? Negative x cubed. So it's third degree and it's negative. So is it going to end up or end down? Ends down because it's negative. Since it's odd, it will start in the opposite direction, which in this case will be up. I pass through negative 4. I pass through positive 1. I pass through positive 5. Single roots at each spot. That's a rough sketch of the graph. Good. Next one. First degree, second degree, third degree, fourth degree, fifth degree. It is a third degree polynomial, positive or negative. It will be positive. So it will end up. It will begin down. Because it is odd, it will be opposite. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will pass through 0, 1, and negative 5. And that's my graph. What degree is this one? Third. When I square the x, it will become x squared multiplied by another x will be x cubed. Positive x cubed or negative x cubed? Negative. Ends down. Starts up. Passes through 0, negative 4, negative 4. Uh-oh. Negative 4 occurs twice. That means it's a double root. Remember yesterday we talked about double roots, single roots, triple roots? This has the behavior of a double root. So as I mark this off, 1, 2, 3, 4, I know it's going to pass through negative 4. I know it's going to pass through 0. We've determined it ends down. We've determined it starts up. And now I need to draw the behavior such that it has a double root at negative 4 and a single root at 0. So somehow you've got to be able to think in your brain and come up with that type of shape. Again, the double root means it has parabola type shape at that spot on the x-axis. Yeah? Flip it over. You do 4 more and you can do some work on your assignment. What degree? Fourth. Positive or negative? Negative. Why? There's a negative x. X times negative x times x will be a negative x to the fourth. So it's going to end down. Start down. Because it's even, it starts and ends in the same direction. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like it passes through each one of those spots as just a single root. What's the degree of the next one? 5. Positive or negative? Positive. Ends up. Starts down. My zeros are 0, 0, and 0. 4 and 4. What does that mean? Double root and triple root. This is where people start to get a little bit confused. There's no easy way for me to help you through that. You got to kind of just piece it together like a puzzle. But we do know that it starts down. We do know that it finishes up. So I could kind of draw those on there. Maybe that'll help me kind of finish it off. But I want triple root behavior at the 0, double root behavior at the 4. So that's what triple root behavior looks like. And then it's going to have to come back down to this spot and back up. So you can see the triple and the double root behavior. How's that? False alarm. Bet it happens again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Got nothing. What degree is this one? 4. Positive or negative? Negative. Finishes down. Starts down. Wow, you guys are good. Just like give you guys all A's without even taking a test. This is 5, -1, -1, 2. Pass through -1, 2, 5. Starts down. Finishes down. And I have double root at -1. What do you think? This one shows a double root at 2. See the difference? We got to make sure that the double root is shown at -1. Try 8 on your own, and then I'll give you your worksheet. After you're done, you can glance up and check to see if you got the right shape, but try to finish it off. I'm going to pause the video because you're going to get about 12 minutes to work on your assignment, maybe 15. And then we do need to talk just a little bit more about law and division at the end of class, but that is the shape that you want. Polynomials. In order to come up with graphs for polynomials, sometimes we're required to do some division. Our last piece of it today, we're going to do some law and division polynomials. On Monday, you'll pick up with synthetic division polynomials and what I think is one of the most incredible pieces in algebra, the rational roots theorem. And a very exciting day, one of my favorite days throughout the entire year. It's really nice. I'm like coming to school and I'm thinking about what am I doing today? And I'm like, oh, I'm doing the rational roots theorem. It's like, it gets you jazzed up for the day. You know what I mean? Or you can say, I'm going to watch the Pop-Tart tragedy. It's like, yeah, You know, I mean, they kind of have the same effect. Maybe not. I don't know. All right. Divide the following polynomials. We take the x plus 2. We put it on the outside. We take the 3x plus 6. We place it underneath the dividing sign. And it always starts with asking yourself the appropriate question. What do you multiply x by to get 3x? You put the 3 above the linear or above the constant term. We multiply back through. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 2 is 6. Subtract. There is no remainder. So the answer is 3. That should not be surprising to you. 3x plus 6 over x plus 2. You could have just factored a 3 out of the top and see that the x plus 2's cancel, right? Yeah. That's what you're doing when you're dividing. Now, my guess is that you can't do it with this one. Anybody know how to factor x cubed minus 6x plus 4? Because if you do, you should come up and teach this, because I don't know how to do it. I have no idea how to factor that. But I can show you how to factor it, and I'll discover how to factor it in just a second. Are you ready? I take x minus 2, and I divide it into what? What do I write? X cubed plus 0x squared. See, Doyle must have a job. What's your job, Doyle? If you did have a job, what would you do? Great. He would hunt ducks. He would hunt ducks. He could carve ducks. Anybody see those like duck carvings? He would be a duck carver. Okay. All right. He would carve ducks, and each one he would, he would charge $104 per duck. But instead of charging $104, he's like, I just like to shorten that up a little bit. I'll just drop the 0 out of it. How would you like to receive $14 as opposed to $104? You would not like that because 0 is important. It's a placeholder, right? And polynomials are very, very picky about making sure that their placeholders are kept intact. So just think of that. What do you multiply x by to get x cubed? X squared. It goes above the quadratic term. It's all right. We don't answer things incorrectly. X squared times x cubed. X squared times negative 2, negative 2x squared. What do I do with those? Subtract them. 0x squared minus negative 2x squared. Positive 2x squared. Great. Now here's the deal. I've got a binomial here. That means it's got 2 terms, right? Right here I got 1 term. I need to get a second term, so what do? Bring down the negative 6x. That's why I bring down the negative 6x, because I need a binomial into a binomial. That's what I need. What do you multiply x by to get 2x squared? 2x. Multiply it through. 2x squared minus 4x. Some teachers watching this video right now. I know you are. Just go to a different video, and you're criticizing us because we are doing long division of polynomials. They'll say they never do it in their life. Well, you don't do calculus, and when they find end behavior of polynomials, you're darn right they divide. People criticize long division all the time. They say people don't need it. You do. You do. If you're gonna do calculus too, you got to have it. Yeah, trust me. People who say you don't, they don't know what they're talking about. So negative 2x plus 4. I hope you guys don't question if I know what I'm talking about. What do you multiply x by to get negative 2x? Negative 2. Multiply through, you get a negative 2x plus 4. Subtract them, and you get 0. Now, I told you at the beginning that you wanted to be able to figure out how this thing factored. Turns out x cubed minus 6x plus 4, it does factor. It factors to x squared plus 2x minus 2 times x minus 2. So, that's how it factors, and then you could divide them off. But I wasn't able to see that right away. Were you? Oh, sometimes things factor, but you just can't see it. We're not that intelligent. Now, I want to show you something really cool. Do you know how you verify your answer? Super easy. My remainder is 0. What value would you plug in here to find 0? 2, right? Take that 2 and substitute it back in. What's 2 cubed? 6 times 2 plus 4, what does that make? 0. If you ever want to determine the remainder ahead of time, simply plug in the solution to the binomial and you'll come up with the result. It's a great way to check your answer. Watch, we'll do our last problem for the day. Flip it over, we're going to do problem D. Problem D, what would you plug in to make 0 for the binomial? 1, so I'm going to substitute it back through. What's 1 to the 4th? 1 minus 4 plus 2. 1 minus 4 plus 2 is? -1. Turns out that the remainder should be -1. If I don't come out with -1 for remainder, I made a mistake somewhere along the line. Okay? It's okay to make a mistake, folks, but this is so easy to check to see if your answer is right. I expect everybody's going to do this on the test. Or does anybody here like getting problems wrong on the test? Like, that's like, well, you're like, yeah, dude, I'm going to get a few wrong. Okay? All right, we all want to get right answers, so check your answer. So put an x minus 1. I go x to the 4th, then what? 0x cubed, good. Minus 4x squared. 0x plus 2. Sweet. I asked myself, what do I multiply x by to get? X to the 4th. What do? X cubed. Put it over the x cubed. Multiply it back through. X to the 4th minus x cubed. Subtract. See how the x to the 4ths go away? 0x cubed minus -x cubed. Positive 1x cubed. I have a binomial, so I'm going to bring down my second term. What do you multiply x by to get x cubed? X squared. Well, I should go back to red. Multiply the x squared through, and we get x cubed minus x squared. What do you get when you subtract those? -4x squared minus -x squared? -3x squared. Drop down to 0x. What do you multiply x by to get -3x squared? -3x. -3x times x, -3x squared. -3x times -1, positive 3x. Subtract. -3x, drop down the 2. What do you multiply negative or x by to get -3x? -3. Multiply and you get -3x plus 3. Subtract those and you get -1. Is that our remainder? How do we write our answer? X cubed plus x squared minus 3x minus 3. And then you write the remainder over the divisor. Remainder over divisor. That's how you write it if you get a remainder. You guys have a great weekend. Enjoy the snow. You're going to get a couple inches tonight. You don't have an assignment on law and division, just the graphing polynomials. Get your tummy ready for Turkey Week. Watch the Vikings win. Highlights.